Hi, welcome back everybody. It's Julie here. We're going to do some yoga today and a heavy focus on using blocks to activate our adductors, our abductors, and our glutes, and of course core. And I'm also going to show you how you can utilize these canvas straps, which are amazing for helping you open in your chest, in your hips. They really help people with limited range of motion. So I'll show you how to utilize these two tools in this flow today. So we're going to start on our backs and end on our backs, and in the middle we'll do some slow power flow and show you how you can utilize the blocks and the straps with that also. So that being said, we're going to start on our back in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is bottoms of the feet together, and slowly roll all the way back. And take your hands to your abdomen, maybe make a little heart shape, and then just begin to come to your breath. Allow gravity to start to open your hips on its own. While you're on your back breathing, a good thing you can do is just think about what you want from your practice today. Do a body scan. What's sore? What's tight? What do you need to put a little bit more energy into? And after you've done about 5 breaths, you're going to take your block, take the knees together, put the block on the lowest height, and you're going to press through your feet and scoot it right under your sacrum. And get comfortable there. If you didn't have a block at home, you could stack a couple of books. Maybe you have some paperbacks you're reading and put those there. And then just take your arms out to the side and relax, enjoying this slight inversion. It should feel really good to your lower back. After a couple breaths, you can play with the height of the block. The block has 3 different heights. So you can press into your feet and switch to the next height if that suits your body today. And this is called an assisted supported bridge. It gives you all the benefits of bridge pose without actually having to support yourself. And if you have the space, you could always try the highest setting of your block. Again, in yoga or anything, if it hurts, don't do it. When you're ready to come out, up on your tiptoes, I'm going to keep the block at the lowest setting for the next movement. You're going to take your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can still do this without a strap. We're going to be taking the strap, applying some force away from your midline and going back and forth. So the strap's really long, so I like to wrap it kind of around my hand and get rid of some of the extra. Some people don't mind the edges of the straps hanging off, but I do. So then from here, we're able to press away with our hands and create some force there. And then we're just going to gently inhale out. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale it out. Just warming up your shoulders with a very natural movement. And it's okay if you can't get your arms. You can stop wherever your range is. It could be here. You might not be able to go all the way forward, and that's okay. Take it where you're able to go. And once you've done a few of those, you're going to lay your strap to the side, remove that block carefully, and then we're going to do a little spinal roll. just hug your knees to your chest and roll clockwise and then counterclockwise. A little spinal massage. And then on your next inhale, inhale the right leg to the sky, the left leg to the sky. This is waterfall. Just take a few moments to squeeze your quads. Begin to release the hamstrings. This is a very active pose. And then we're going to add the strap for a little bit more help. So if you have your strap, you're going to take your feet back down. Find the middle of your foot and bring your feet high to the sky again. Find a spot. You can use two hands, you can use one hand. On your inhales, lengthen through the heel, toes are flexed towards you. On the exhales, think about gently breathing those legs closer to your torso. And it's slight little movements here. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhaling, moving those legs closer. And breathe. On your next exhale, remove the strap. Take the left leg to the floor. Take the strap around the middle of the right foot. Right foot flexes high to the sky, lengthen through the heel. And on an inhale, same thing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just ever so slightly, moving that leg closer to your torso. The goal is the lengthening here, not can I get my leg all the way to my face. And then when you're ready, you're going to take the right leg out to the right. So you might have to adjust your grip on the straps. And again, it's not about getting your foot all the way to the floor. It's about finding a place where you get a little bit of tension in that stretch. That's how you increase your flexibility and mobility. And then the strap just helps you hang out there for a few minutes. So remember to breathe while you do this. Flexing through the toes. And stay here long enough to give the stretch a chance to work. So 5 breath cycles is usually good. It's about 20 seconds. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing that leg back up, bending the knee, and releasing the strap, extending the right leg long, and lift the left leg. Same thing on the left side. And then when you're ready, take the left leg out to the left, slowly. Finding that sweet spot where your leg can hang out. If you find that your hip is rolling over, just take your hand there to remind your hip to stay where it is. And on your next inhale, bring it slowly back up. Bend the knee. And lay your strap to the side. We'll do another little spinal roll. And then we're going to get our block. We're going to do some bridges with an adductor squeeze. So you're going to take this block, place it here, or your book, or if you don't have a book, you can take a towel and roll it lengthways and then roll it a couple times till you get it about this size and width. And you can place that there too. So for your bridge, hands are by your hips. Your chin is slightly tucked as if you have a little ball there. On an inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the block. For a count of 10. Squeeze the block. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, slowly release. You can take the block out for a second, but we're not done. We're going to do a couple more of those. On your next inhale, lift and squeeze for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. So the next two sets we're going to do single leg. Feel free to keep them both, with both feet on the floor like we've been doing, or feel free to try the one-legged one. So for the next set, you're going to raise your right foot, lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, squeeze the block, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Take the block out, take a couple breaths, and we're going to do one more. This time, if you're doing single leg, it'll be the left side. So lift, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. And take a good morning stretch, stretching your arms over your head, feet straight out as if someone's playing tug of war with your body, lengthening through your torso, making that spine long. And then taking the block or your towel again, we're going to take it back to the knees, and we're going to do some side to sides. So for these, your hands are out to a T. You're going to lift and start in this position with your calves parallel to the floor. You're going to inhale, and then on an exhale, slowly drop the right knees over. They don't have to touch the ground. Inhale back up. Exhale, lower to the left. Keeping that right shoulder on the mat. Inhale back up. Exhale to the right. Keep the toes pointed. Keep squeezing that block. We'll do 5 total each side. Exhaling when you're dropping over, inhaling on your way up. And when you've done 5 on each side, remove your block, take a good morning stretch. Maybe take the block with you for this. And then we're going to take the block to in between our feet. You can take your hands right under your sacrum. We're going to do a leg lift. The bend in your knee increases or decreases the intensity of this movement. So you can do it here with bent legs. That's perfectly fine. Or you can straighten out your legs and do your leg lift with straight legs. But you want to keep squeezing the block. So it's inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. You should feel it in your core. And again, you can bend your knees. You're still getting the benefits. We'll try to do 10 here. And then when you're ready, going to drop that block, do a little spinal roll or the good morning stretch. And then we've got one more movement here. And then we're going to do a little flow. So here we're going to squeeze the block And we're gonna bring our knees to our chest. Exhale, tap, and then inhale back up. Exhale, inhale, keep squeezing that block, pointing those toes. And you're gonna do 10. Should really feel it right here. If your toes start to cramp up, you can flex your toes. And once you've completed 10, or how many your body says that they're good with, then do a final good morning stretch. And we're gonna come up to seated. To roll up, you're gonna take a big inhale, and exhale, propel yourself up, or you can come over onto your side and just walk up. So we're gonna do a little mountain flow using the block to activate our abductors even more. So in mountain pose, the only change is we're gonna take the block here or the towels and really squeeze as we're doing our forward fold. Inhaling up. Exhale, sweep the arms, forward fold. Keep squeezing that block. Allow your upper body to be heavy and long. On an inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands right below your knees. Keep squeezing the block. Exhale, fold. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Continue to squeeze a block all the way up. And exhale, hands down. We're going to do a couple more of those. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And one more. Exhale, fold. Continue to squeeze that block. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And then take your hands to heart center. And drop the block or remove it. So we're going to do just a little bit of isometric for our upper body. So you can take the block or towels or book, whatever you have. And you're going to stand with hips, feet, hips width apart. You're going to press into this block for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release. We're going to do that 2 more times. And here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax for a second. I'm going to do one more of those. All right, last one. Really press into that block for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right, we're going to do a wide-legged fold. So take your block, books to the middle of the mat, and you're going to walk your legs as wide as is comfortable for your body. Everybody has different femur lengths, different flexibility in their hips. So not everybody's wide-legged fold is going to look the same. So mine's pretty wide. But wherever your fold is, we're going to start with our hands on our hips. And on an inhale, we're going to fold over with our heart lifted, leading with our heart, inhaling and then exhaling, forward fold. And you'll find when you get about halfway that you can drop your arms. If your hands don't go all the way to the floor, that's what the block is for. You can place your hands there. Wherever your hands go, take them to that point and breathe. If your head goes all the way down, that's great. Look underneath your legs and see life from a different point of view. And this is also where, if headstand is in your practice, you could go to headstand from this position. So take a couple more breaths here. It might be comfortable for some of you to take your forearms through the block. And then on an inhale, we're going to halfway lift. So if you need the block for that, that's fine. Or you can lift here. We're going to take our left hand, place it on the block or the floor, open up to the right. Exhale that arm down, open up to the left. Lifting that left shoulder, opening the heart on the left side. And exhale, replace. On an inhale, you're going to come all the way up using the strength of your legs. And you're going to heel toe your heels in to come to like a sumo squat position. We're going to do a couple goddess squats since this series is about glutes and adductors and opening up. So for a goddess squat, you want to check and make sure that your knees are not rolling in. So there's nothing wrong with taking your hands and just placing them here to make sure your feet and legs are in the right position. And then these are your goddess arms, and then you squat. Now, the goddess squat in the flow series usually has a pulse. So you can pulse from here, or you can raise the right toe, or the right heel, sorry. You can raise the left heel. And you can also raise both and pulse. So you can pulse here, or you can pulse here, your choice. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release and shake out those legs. Have your block handy because we're going to do some flow with triangle pose, and the block is wonderful for triangle. So we're going to come to all fours, and we're going to come to puppy pose. So for puppy, you're going to walk your hands out, keep the knees and hips in line, walk all the way out, and breathe. If that's not comfortable for you, you can always stay on your forearms. So this next stretch, we're going to take the block. We're going to take our elbows to the block. This might be enough for you, or you might be able to take your face in between your biceps, prayer hands above your head. And what this is doing is giving a really nice stretch all the way here, opening up those shoulders and that upper thoracic spine. And then come out of this gently. And we're going to come to a low lunge position. So build the pose, ground up, feet, knees, torso, and then press into that left hip flexor. And inhale the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, begin to straighten the right leg. Inhale, exhale your upper body closer to that knee. No need to meet the knee. Inhale back up. Exhale, straighten. So a nice little hamstring flow here. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, straighten. And then come to tabletop and we'll switch legs. Swing that left leg around, coming up for low lunge. Inhaling, pressing into that right hip flexor. Exhaling, straightening out the left leg. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, straightening out the leg. We got one more here. Inhaling out, low lunge. Exhaling, straighten. And then coming back to a tabletop, we're gonna do lizard lunge. So for lizard lunge, you bring your foot up as if you're doing a lunge. Walk it out to the right of the mat, the side of the mat. Have your block handy. You might stay here for low lunge, really pressing that knee away, or you might have the flexibility and that openness today to come to your forearms on the block, or you may be able to go all the way down. Everybody's lizard's gonna look different depending on how open you are in your hips. So find your version of lizard on the right, and you're gonna take a few breaths here. Sending breath to those hips. And then when you're ready, you're gonna gently walk yourself back up, replace the right leg, and bring the left leg up. Walk it to the side of the mat. Take either your hands to the floor, forearms to the floor, or to a block. For lizard lunge on the left. And breathe. And then when you're ready to come out, walk up slowly, come back to tabletop. And then we'll do a child's pose here. So taking your big toes together, knees out wide on the mat, and walking yourself out. And then on an inhale, walk yourself back up to tabletop. And we're going to come to a downward facing dog, curling the toes under, pressing the hips up and back. Maybe pedaling out the dog a couple of times. And then finding a place of stillness, pressing into your hands, pressing your chest towards the mat. And then on an inhale, lift the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, plant the foot. Drop the back foot parallel to the edge of the mat. We're going to come up to warrior two, opening the hips up to the side. Taking your gaze over your right fingertips. Checking your knee and your heel and your foot. Warrior two. Have your block handy, because we're going to go into triangle with the block. So grab your block if you have it. For triangle, you're going to straighten out the right leg and then windmill down. So for triangle, we make all these nice triangles in our body, all these spaces, and you want to keep your heart open. So the thing the block can do is help you not cave in like this. We really want to open. We also call this the toaster pose. You want to pretend like you're a piece of toast in the toaster and your body's all in one plane. You can play with how high or low your block is. And then when you're ready, use the strength of your legs to come up. And we will switch sides from here. So take your right foot, pivot so that you're parallel to the mat. Take your left leg and bend the knee so you are in warrior two. And then elongate, straighten the left leg and windmill down to triangle on the left. And make sure you're smiling when you're flowing today. We hold a lot of tension, and especially when things get difficult, we're like, work it out like this. So just smile, relax your jaw. And then take your block. Use the strength of your legs to come back up. And then we'll come back to the top of the mat. We're going to do pyramid pose with straps. So for pyramid, you want to think about your feet being on a railroad track. So it's not this, your feet are slightly separate. Maybe about 3 or 4 hands widths between them. Not quite as wide as a warrior one. And you're going to take your straps If you don't need the straps, if you can bind behind your back like this, that's perfect. Wrap them around. And we're gonna forward fold. So we're gonna keep the legs straight but soft. We're gonna inhale, lead with the heart. Exhale, forward fold. You taking your arms and shoulders as far as they want to go. Don't push them, allow it to happen naturally. And then when you're ready, lead with the heart and come up slowly. And release the strap and switch legs. When you're ready, inhale and then exhale, forward fold. And then when you're ready, inhale to come up and release the straps. We're going to do a little crescent moon. Inhale up. And exhale, take it over to the right. Inhale up, exhale over to the left. And once again. Inhale back to center. We're going to come to seated staff pose. Move the fleshy part away so you can sit on your sit bones. Stand up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, core drawn in. You're going to take your strap around the middle of your feet. And then we're going to forward fold from the hip. And you may not go very far. What you want to think about is leading with the heart, creating force here to pull yourself down. But we're not going to round in this stretch. This is going to be an active stretch. So really pull on those straps, bend from the hip, and exhale, fold. You may not go very far, and that's okay. You can bend the knees a little bit if that feels better to you. But we want a nice straight back here. And then inhale back up and exhale, release. We're going to do that with tree. This is a seated tree. So you're going to take your left foot to the inside of your right, or your right foot to the inside of your left. You're going to take the strap to the left foot. And again, a very active pose. Nice and straight. Exhale, fold. Really going to feel this on your hamstring. If it's too much, bend your knee a little bit. And then inhale to come up and release and switch legs. So begin nice and tall, inhaling and then exhaling, drawing yourself closer to your leg. The goal is not to get all the way down. The goal is to use your hamstrings to forward fold. And then on an inhale, coming back up, dropping the strap, and coming to seated easy pose. Whatever your easy pose looks like for you. I'm going to wrap these again. And inhaling up And then exhaling over to the right, just as far as you're comfortable with. Inhaling back up, exhaling to the left. A couple more times. And then bringing it down. We're going to come to pigeon. So come to tabletop. On an inhale, you're going to lift the right leg and bring it forward. So for some people, it might be right here. That might be enough for you. Or you can walk that right foot forward. Square the hips. You can have your block handy. On an exhale, you're going to forward fold. You might use your block as a little pillow, or you might need your block for your forearms. But find a spot, and we're going to breathe into it. And then when you're ready, slowly come out of this side, pressing yourself up, bringing that right foot back, and inhaling, extending the left leg, bringing it around to pigeon on the left. Finding what feels good to your hips. Inhaling and then exhaling, slowly lower. And when you're done with pigeon on the left, slowly walking back up. And then we're going to sit back in child's pose and do one more twist. Taking the left hand, stacking it over to the right, walking your hands over off the mat. And breathe. And then walking hands to the middle, over to the left, stacking the hands. And then stay low, walking back to the middle and come back onto your back. Inhale, both legs up. You want your calves parallel to the mat. Take your arms up to the sky. On an inhale, extend the left leg, right arm. You can let it lay on the mat or hover. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, right leg extends, left arm. And inhale, back up. Right arm, left leg extend. Right leg, left arm. A little more core activation. These are dead bugs. Do about 3 more of these. And then take your feet to the mat. Take everything over to the right. Arms come out to a T. Encourage that left shoulder to stay on the mat. And enjoy a nice side stretch here. then inhale back up. Everything over to the left, keeping the right shoulder on the mat. And then come back to the center. Cross your right leg over your left. Inhale, left leg up, loop your hands, and draw that left leg towards your chest. Exhale, replace and switch legs. Take the left ankle to the right knee and press the right leg in towards your chest. And replace those and come back up to seated. Sit in the easy pose, lotus, whatever feels good to you. You're going to take your strap in one hand and take that elbow up and then reach around with the opposite hand and grab that strap. So if your hands don't meet in the back, that's okay. And breathe. And then let go and switch hands. So taking the right arm up, reach around, grabbing the strap, and breathe. And then exhale, release. You can give yourself a hug here or do eagle arms. For eagle arms, take your right elbow and place it on top of the left. You can take the backs of your palms together, or if you have the space, your palms together, and breathe. And then untwist and switch left elbow on top of right bicep, backs of the hands together, or if you have the space, palms together, and breathe. And then release the arms. So thank you for practicing with me today. And remember, not every workout you have has to be super intense. We need to know when to rest and when to push it, and it just can't be push, push, push all the time. So one of the hard things that I struggle with is resting, and that's why I love yoga. So this is a different type of flow, not quite as intense as other ones, but definitely utilize these blocks, utilize these straps to help you with your range of motion. And I'll leave you with this. So do not worry about tomorrow, because worry just robs today of its joy. Namaste.